Couldn't be happy in the city at night. You can't see the stars for the neon lights. The sidewalks dirty and the river's worse. The underground trains all run in reverse. Nobody here can dance like me. Everybody's clapping on the 1 and the 3. Am I the last of my? Am I the last of my kind? So many people with so much to do. The winter's so cold your hands turn blue. Old men sleeping on the filthy ground. They spend their whole day just walking around. And nobody else here seems to care. They walk right past them like they ain't even there. Am I the last of my kind? Am I the last of my kind? Daddy says the river would always lead me home, but the river can't take you back in time. And Daddy's dead and gone, and the family farm's a parking lot for Walton's 5 and down.
Good morning. I did not dilute the coffee enough. I'm going to keep drinking that until we get better coffee. But that is so gross. Oh, my God. How's everyone doing? Just made me tear up. Good morning. Welcome to the morning show. It's September 1st. It's one of the better days of the year. We get to say goodbye to August. I hate August. It's hot, muggy, and I hate it. So good morning. How's everyone doing? We got Detroit Dabber, Josh. Don't forget the intro, Osborne. It's the morning show. It's bite-sized bits of everything that I enjoy. Got some music. American Town. See what their history is all about. American history, geography. Let's see. Random baseball player of the day. Book, poem, documentary at the end. Today I'm actually just doing song lyrics. So there you go. How's everyone doing? Over on Facebook, we got Rick Leto, Andrew DeReich, John Sepsi. Song at the top and the bottom today, asked John. Yes. Yeah, I'll tell you why. Rick says top of the morning. Great music choice. Thanks. I love Jason as well. Hey, man, what's your best memories about the Expos? Zero. I have zero memories about the Expos in live memory time. Carter, first morning I've been able to watch since grad school. Congrats on going to grad school. That's fun. All right. Anyway, full slate of shows today out on John Boy Media. Talking Folk did a whole kind of retrospective in a way on Bright Eyes and all of their albums leading up until the newest one, which I just got finished listening to and I loved. It's like a trip down nostalgia lane if you're a big Bright Eyes fan growing up. And I think the trick is if you're my age, if you're around probably 28 to 35, whether you say it or not, you know and can sing along to some of those Bright Eyes songs that are out. And he's still kicking, man. Real good trip down nostalgia lane. Nick did a great job with it. Wake and Jake comes up after this. Laughs from the Past came out. Jake and I talked about we're doing heists this season, so it's the 300 million yen heist. I got away with it. It was like the easiest plan. It was a great plan. Talking Baseball will come out. We're doing that I guess I should tweet this out. We're doing Talking Baseball at 10 o'clock today and pushing John Boy and Jake Radio until like 1 because we want to get all the trade talk out as fast as possible. Talking Giants, they've been crushing it, releasing daily episodes. Talking Yanks. Is there a Talking Yanks out today? Yeah. Our reaction to Cashman our reaction to them not making any trades. Bunch of idiots. Sequence with Tristan McKenzie on his debut, striking out Miggy Cabs, I believe. I haven't watched it yet. I'm excited to watch that. So that's everything coming out. Let's go straight into the town. We got a fun town name today. Antlers, Oklahoma. It's 77 degrees and cloudy in Antlers, Oklahoma. If you live in Antlers, that's some decent weather. You know, it's like 68 and rainy on my way into the office today. And I was listening to the Bright Eyes Talking Folk thing, so it's kind of like a rainy, groggy morning. Bright Eyes is perfect for rainy days. No more sun. I'm over it. Get the sun out of my face. August is gone, so that's the great news. Antlers, 77 degrees, cloudy. Antlers is a small town in Oklahoma, and the reason it's called Antlers is a pretty fun story. A lot of natives to the land live there. The Caddo territory, Caddo. And then the United States just granted that land to the Choctaw Indians, even though they didn't own it, nor did the Choctaw. So, that's always a good rabbit hole when you find out about all that stuff. There's a lot of history that I wrote down, and then I found out why it's called Antlers, and I was like, I'm just going to talk about that because it's pretty cool. So, Antlers, let me set this up for you guys. Basically, it was a hunting competition. There was a train that went through this area of Oklahoma. All right. It's northeast of Dallas, southeast Oklahoma. There was a train that came through. I'm guessing it was like this 3-line, the 3 highway right there that came through Antlers. And there was meadows and there was water and there was brooks, and they hunted here all the time. And then one hunter killed a buck that he thought was the biggest buck he'd ever killed. So he took the antlers of the buck and he nailed them to a tree, and I'm guessing wrote his initials on it. And basically he had the high score on Pac-Man now, and he was like, beat that, bitches. So then all the other hunters that hunted in that area, when they killed a deer, they took the antlers and nailed it to the same tree. And it was right at the station. Like, he did it so anyone on the train that rode through this part of Oklahoma would see the antlers on the tree and be like, damn, that dude got a good one. He's the best. And then it became a competition. So you'd kill a deer, get the antlers, nail them to the tree. So all the people that rode the trains, the train workers, just called that station Antler Station. And then Antler Station grew to the town. That's some cool etymology of a town name. I was excited about that story. And then the high school is called Antlers High School. That kind of sucks. Antlers High. Graduated from Antlers High. I mean, what else are you going to name it? That's a tiny school. How's that school? It's a tiny school. Tennis courts look like shit. So, okay, the tennis courts aren't as bad as they seemed in the satellite. Surely not great. How is this a high school? It's tiny. Yeah, that's tiny. That's a small school. There's more parking than space inside the building. I guess they got all these things back here. All right. What do you think the antlers are called? The Antler High Agitators. Antlers High School. What do you think their nickname is? What do you think their nickname is? Better be cool. Better not be lame. What the? The Bearcats. Antlers Bearcats. Those words just don't go together. If it was like Bearcat Antlers, that makes more sense, but that'd be a bad school. Holy shit. There's a website that rates high schools. Antlers only has 2 out of 5 stars. 2 ratings. Who the hell is this? Just like teenage kids being like, I hate it here. It's ranked 135th out of 198 Oklahoma high schools. Who's ranking high schools? I mean, is this, okay, it's like actual rankings. It said ratings and it said 2 reviews. So I thought that's what was happening. It's actually like their enrollment and all the stats you care about. But it said there was reviews. Now it says no reviews submitted. Is that website where you go on to find about professors, Rate My Professor, still a thing? John Sepsi in Facebook says, I don't think anything would sound particularly great after Antlers. And yeah, maybe leave that in the comments. Leave your best team name for Antlers High. Antlers, it's tough that it's plural. Antlers, I can't even, I'm totally blank on it. I have no idea. Someone said that Jared had a great question in the YouTube chat. So now I need to know. So now I'm just reading the chat with the rest of you guys. Less than 300 total students. That's small. That area of Oklahoma kind of sucks, okay? 2,500 people live in Antlers. You guys got more info than me. I love it. Yeah, I was reading about Antlers, and like they have a downtown that they really want people to acknowledge. They want to be part of like historic Main Street. They want to be like an historic Main Street America town. But for some reason, they can't get in. I think I read there's too many fires and the building's burnt too much, which that's a tough situation. Whoa. Is this Main Street? Just travel down, what's that? Marcos Mexican Restaurant. This place looks desolate. Oh, no. Looks like nothing's going on in Antlers. Sorry. HR Block? Tiny little storefront? Oh my God, did they have like those things that are from... Look. Oh, I thought this was one of those ride... I gotta get out of it. I thought that bird was one of those things that the kids ride in front of the store, like straight out of the olden days. They don't have those anymore, do they? They have little things that kids ride. The Dollar General. Antlers seems super boring, man. Really cool town name. And there's a lot of cool Native American history, but seems like a boring town. I apologize about it. Antlers Football Stadium. Why is the football stadium so far away from the high school? The high school's here. Football stadium's down here. Opposite ends of town. Ooh. Football stadium's not... They can't call that a stadium. Shouldn't be allowed to call that a stadium. All right. Saying too many mean things about Antler. Also interested in what the hell all these things are. This just like a weird community. Housing community. Cool. That's Antlers. I mean, the etymology of the town name is really cool. Just basically, there's no pictures of it, but it's because it's really old. You'd think there'd be pictures of the antler tree that named Antler Station. Had to be a photographer that traveled on a train once, and they were like, hey, photographer buddy, you're going to love this next stop. We call it Antlers. Why? Well, you'll have to just wait and see. And then the photographer takes the picture of the antlers, and then it becomes history, and now we know what it is, you know? That seems like it should be happening. Anyway, that's Antlers, Oklahoma. I like the weather there today. Good job, Antlers. And I like how you got your name of your town. Everything else didn't seem like much was going on. Tough name for a high school, too.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Moving on. We got Vance Page. That's the random baseball player of the day today. Vance Page. Tough Wikipedia on Vance Page. The Wikipedia on Vance Page is 2 lines. Line number 1 was a professional baseball player who played pitcher in the major leagues from 1938 to 1941. Line 2, Page died from injuries he received when he fell off the roof of a barn. It's tough, right? No in between. Just dude played baseball professionally. Dude died because he fell off the roof of a barn. That's the whole Wikipedia. I was curious as to why. Like, why do you have that info but no other info on the guy? So I went to the references and clicked it on Wikipedia, and it took me to this page of the internet that I wish didn't exist, but I had to go through it, and as Jill and Abe know, it always comes back to death. There's this website, man, there's this website that looks straight out of 2001, but it continuously gets updated, and all it consists of is baseball players who died accidentally. And it's like a real shitty scroll. I mean, and I'm someone who struggles with this concept of death. So, like, it starts in 1861, ruptured hernia from swinging at a pitch, killed Jim Creighton. Drowned while fishing, Al Thake. Broke his back in a diving accident. Drowned trying to row across the Mississippi River, John Ake. And then you just keep going, and it's like drowned, died in a fire, hit by a train, fell over Niagara Falls, hit by a truck, gas asphyxiation. And it's just maybe my least favorite page on the entire internet. And I was pretty upset. And like then when they get new submissions, there's these big, exciting, flashy words that say new. But it's not exciting because we're talking about a freak accident that led to a death. If you ever want to find out how fragile life is, go to this fucking website and get your day ruined. So anyway, that's why they only have this about our dude and not anything else. Just one of the worst rabbit holes that has come from our time here on Morning. So, I don't know. Do we have like a sound effect for that? No. That's almost too playful. Anyway, Vance Page, he didn't pitch a lot. His Wikipedia, there's no other information on him. There's no bios at all. Just his face. And then he played for the Cubs when he was 32 years old till 41 years old. And then the war probably happened. But he's 35 at that time. 32 to 35. The coolest thing is he pitched in the postseason one time, Game 4 of the 1938 World Series against the New York Yankees. The Yankees swept the Cubs in that series. He gets in Game 4 when the game's kind of out of hand already. But he got to, well, I don't know how long he lived because he was one of the freak deaths. So I was going to say he got to tell his grandkids, but I don't think he got that point. Now we're sad. Now it's all sad again. He got to face, in the World Series, he got to face the Yankees. Red Ruffing, Frankie Cressetti, Red Ralph. That's not that exciting. But then in his second inning, the last two batters he faced, Joe DiMaggio and Lou Gehrig. They both singled off of him, and then he had to come out of the game. And then eventually they both scored. So that's not great for our dude Vance Page. But to only play 4 years in the bigs and get to say, well, I did pitch in a World Series against Lou Gehrig and Joe DiMaggio, that's kind of cool, huh? Let's go to his debut. His first ever game in 1938. August. It was against the Boston Bees, obviously. Boston Bees won 1-0, 1938, August 6th. Let's see what kind of nicknames we got here. We got Billy, Phil, Stan, Gabby, Carl, Billy, Joe, Jim, Ken, Frank, Vance, Augie. Sounds like a 1960s lineup, if we're being honest with ourselves. Doesn't sound like the 30s. Vince DiMaggio, Johnny, Debs, Tony, Elby, Joe, Al, Rabbit, Okay, so we got a Rabbit. Rabbit and a Debs. Rabbit's real name was Harold Burton Worsler. Why were you called Rabbit? Was it because you're quick, like Eminem? Known as Rabbit in baseball circles and Rap to his friends and neighbors in North Canton. He was the quintessential good field no-hit. Okay. They don't say why he was called Rabbit. They described his fielding as demonic and magical. Whoa. He got to go to Japan when they toured. Japan finally opened their borders, and they said, let's show them what baseball is. All right, so that's nothing. There's no real reason why. We don't know why they called him Rabbit. Okay, Debs, I thought it might be a nickname. His full name was Debs Garms. That's an awful full name. Debs Garms? That doesn't flow at all. What were you guys doing to your kid? Debs Garms? Deb Garms. It's kind of like Antlers versus Antler High and Antlers High. Two different things. One's all right. Deb Garms. You can't be Debs Garms. Sounds like the start of a sentence. It sounds like a name. Come on, Debs. Anyway, he went by Tex. Vance Page. Ooh, they have the play-by-play? Vance Page, fly ball single, ground out, single, fly ball single, double play. He doubled up Rabbit. Looks like he tossed a pretty good game. So this is the only thing that came to bite him right here is fly ball singled Al Lopez. Oh, Rabbit singled off him later, and then Lou Fetty singled. And that was the only run. So Vance threw a complete game, 8 innings pitched, loss. Total bummer. Gave up 11 hits, though. Just constantly got out of trouble. Good for you, Vance. It's a hell of a debut. 8 innings pitched, 11 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk. Just tossing strikes. Hit it. Trust my fielders. Vance Page. Now you guys all know. Now you all know who Vance Page is. Vance Page. North Canton shout out on morning. Love to see it. I don't remember doing it, but shout out. Do you have a Discord server? No. People ask that a lot. I don't really know what it's all about. Just a place for people to talk. I feel like that's like every comment section. Some fans are working on it. Some update. Update I got. Some fans are working on it. More of this gross coffee for me. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Oh, man. It's like taking a shot of whiskey with no of the fun. Oh, all right. Well, that was Vance.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Next up, I was going to do a book. I had a book ready, but then I was listening to Talkin' Folk, as I told you guys already, and I was listening to Bright Eyes, and he played Bowl of Oranges on the podcast, and go listen if you're into this kind of music and stuff. And then there's this verse from this song that I love, and I hadn't listened to it in a long time, so I was reminded that I love it. And let me see if I can figure out how to do this. So I'm going to read that instead, if that's cool with you guys, because I like it, and that's kind of what this show is. I'm trying to set it up right now. What am I doing? Sometimes you just wonder, what am I doing, and is it worth it? And then you think, no, well, I'm already doing it, so then you keep doing it, and then you get a little annoyed with yourself because you're like, yeah, it really wasn't worth it. But you're continuing to do it, and all I'm doing is setting it up so you guys can read along with me, which I never really do, but for some reason I decided I was going to do it today. Now here we are. We did it. All right, so here's the lyrics of the song. Ready? I came upon a doctor who appeared in quite poor health. I said, there's nothing I can do for you you can't do for yourself, which is a funny notion. You see a doctor feeling sick, and you're like, you're the fucking doctor, man. I can't help you. And the doctor says, oh, yes, you can. Just hold my hand. I think that would help. So I sat with him a while. Then I asked how he felt. So the doctor's like, yeah, you can help me. You don't need medicine. Just like sit next to me for a little bit. I could use some company. I asked him how it felt. He said, I think I'm cured. No, in fact, I'm sure. Thank you, stranger, for your therapeutic smile. So that's how I learned the lesson that everyone's alone and your eyes must do some raining if you're ever going to grow. And when crying don't help, you can't compose yourself. It's best to compose a poem, an honest verse of line, whatever. All that part's good, but I love that reminder that, like, you don't need to be a doctor to help someone. You don't need to be a doctor to get someone out of a bad time or feeling down. Like, sometimes they just need some laughs or some jokes or some company. Robin Williams effect. There's a story going around. You know, you hear all the stories about Robin Williams visiting Christopher Reeves in the hospital when he was getting surgery, visiting Sharon Osbourne when she was with cancer. Patch Adams, basically. But it's a good song, and I like that verse so much because the doctor is supposed to be the one, like, science and you know, there's medicine for this, and take this pill and take that pill, and the doctor's like, no, I think I just need some company, man. You actually can help me out. Just want to hang out for a bit. And the civilian non-doctor didn't realize, oh, doctors get sad too. Doctors need help too. Like, everyone could fucking just use a buddy every now and then, I guess, is the message there. I don't know. I love that. Wow. You're young, William. I just read a random, for anyone that doesn't know, I just ran a random thing. Jake hugs. Jake was in his room before we started the show because I was running late, and now I'm pushing his show late. But here he comes. Here he comes.
Spoiled it.
Wow. Hugs, boob squeeze. Look at that hair. Jesus Christ.
Had a really good New York Uber driver today.
What'd he say?
It's, everything's going on in the city and this next generation, and they don't really know anything. I mean, you could, I'd sent you a video, but like you could get, the one day he's on the train with his son, and he sneaks up behind him. He says, "Give me your money," and his kid was all scared. He could have knocked him out with one punch. It's like, yeah, your son probably didn't expect you to knock him out.
He snuck up on his own son?
Yes.
Just to teach him a lesson?
Yes.
Yeah. You have a video of your Uber driver?
Just on that alone, people forget, bro. Everybody forgot about that shit already, bro, which is sad. You see, because they weren't there when people were jumping off the 100th floor and shit. Not too long ago, too. I know, bro.
Whoa. Does it get better? Should I keep going?
You can keep going. I mean, he's
Forget
just
that
like,
shit. They want to, let's do this. I'm like, guys, we start doing shit like that and shit. Fucking the terrorists are listening to what you say and doing shit. And they're probably thinking, yeah, that's a good idea. Once you start getting bombs coming your way again, you guys will change your mind again. I go real quick.
this happens to me.
That'll change
I'm
your
the
attitude.
easiest target in the world.
People, I don't know, bro. It's scary.
Jake gets himself in conversations and that he can't get out of. Oh, my God. At spring training, at Brave spring training, Jake got himself trapped talking to this woman. Holy smokes. Everyone else bowed out like, I'm out of here. And Jake got stuck forever. He doesn't know how to leave. You don't know how to leave those sometimes. They also do find you more than the normal person. Damn. So anyway, that's Bowl of Oranges by Bright Eyes. And that's Jake and his cab driver that he met. This was me, Jason Isbell, Antlers, Oklahoma. Really good etymology of the origin of the name. Vance Page led us to a terrible website. But also he's got a cool story because he faced DiMaggio and Gehrig in the World Series. And that's kind of it. I miss anything? So Jakey got drove to work by a mafia guy. Yeah, it sounds like it. That shampoo is fire. All right, I think I'm out. That dude, John on Facebook says, that dude sounded like every New Yorker in any movie ever. Yeah, sometimes it really fits the bill. Sometimes you get in an Uber or you talk to someone, you're like, oh, that's where that whole accent, all that comes from. There's some truth there. So that's fun. All right, I'm out, guys. I'll see you later. 10 o'clock talking baseball, 1 o'clock around 10 o'clock talking baseball, noon talking baseball pregame show, around after that JJR, and then hopefully I can get some breakdowns done. That's the plan.
I couldn't be
See ya.
happy in the city at night. You can't see the stars for the neon lights. The sidewalks dirty and the river's worse. The underground trains all run in reverse. Nobody here can dance like me. Everybody's clapping on the 1 and the 3. Am I the last of my kind? Am I the last of my kind? So many people with so much to do. The winter's so cold your hands turn blue. Old men sleeping on the filthy ground. They spend their whole day just walking around. And nobody else here